Hi everybody, it's Mona here from English to Farsi Studios, wanting to go through some of the techniques that we use to help our students learn Persian. So I wanted to start with each book and go through how we can utilize them best to learn different words every day with our children and our families. Bye! Khodafis! And what I wanted to do is sort of start with a how-to guide, which I already did in our last video, and move on from the user guide to each individual book and how to implement them into our daily routines and lives so they become a natural process of speaking to our children. So I guess this whole thing came about when I was taking my child to the zoo, my son, and I didn't know the words for rhino, that was his favorite at the time, and zebra, all the animals that, you know, in English I knew, but I couldn't actually say in Persian. So what I found was really useful is when I'm reading books now, I actually go through the book first, memorize the words that I need to know, and then I can actually put them into practice throughout the day or throughout the week. So, you know, if we're at the park, obviously we're not going anywhere social at the moment due to restrictions, but if we're at the park and we see a dog, if we, you know, are reading a book and we come across an animal that we aren't familiar with, we can actually reiterate those words because we already know them. So what I normally do with my son is I go through this book and make sure that I'm able to use the words appropriately. So for example, we read the phonetic pronunciation here. So this is obviously a horse, and underneath it, it says asp in Finglisi, and then the Persian version here. So if you're not able to read Persian, you can use our books by reading the phonetic or Italian romanized font, and you can actually read the romanized font version of the Persian word. As you become more advanced, you can start becoming familiar with the letters and the sounds and being able to sound them out. So, you know, becoming familiar with the words of farm animals and everyday household pets. And once you become familiar with those words, you can use them in context when you're out and about. And then obviously you can move to more advanced animals like sort of the animals you find on a safari, like that you won't obviously see in your everyday surroundings if you're reading a book, or if you're watching a movie and you say, oh, what animal is that? You can say, this is a tiger, and instead of saying tiger, you say bab or sheer. The other day, my son was so cute. He said, sheer is the same as milk. Sheer, obviously, sheer is sheer and nushidani. Sheer, and then sheer is obviously a lion. And I was like, yeah, and there's another sheer as well, like the tap, sheer ob. And so it was funny because we had a good laugh because he suddenly clicked that, whoa, milk is sheer, lion is sheer, and also the water tap is sheer too. So it was just a funny eureka moment. So if you're using these in your everyday life, having those key words there are able to help navigate you while you're talking to your child in Persian by giving you the Finglisi words for them. For me, it was all about word recollection. I was obviously second generation Iranian, not born in Iran, but really wanted to pass on my heritage and didn't have the quick vocab that I could use to actually recite these words to my child. So all I needed was a prompt, something to prompt me throughout the week. So I'd read the book with my child, and then throughout the week we'd be able to reiterate it and consolidate our learning. So, you know, try it at home if you've got the book, read the book with your kid and try and remember the words for yourself. And then when you're out and about, try and point out the animals in the Persian words and see if they're able to recall them. And let me know how you go. Did you spot an animal this week that you didn't know before? Did you go on a virtual zoo tour? I know there's so many amazing resources now that are available online and digitally that you can actually access and be able to find, you know, all these places that you can go without actually leaving your living room. So be creative, check it out, and then apply the Persian words to it as you go. I know that Ari and I love going to the zoo, especially the Perth Zoo. It's really beautiful, and they've got a special African safari which we used to go through, and he was able to point out all the animals in Persian, and that really made me so happy. So see how you go and let me know If these videos are useful to you, if they're able to be applied, and how we can tweak them to make them better. Like, comment, subscribe, as you know, all down here. English, Farsi, Persian, pass it on.